Tottenham still considering what to do with Luca Vuskovic as other European clubs circle round the defender. Spurs may well be in the market for a new goalkeeper after doubts arise over Antonin Kinski. Eric Dier won't be fit for Monaco when Spurs visit in the Champions League, and a few snippets from Thursday's fans forum at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, let's get into it. TBR Football report that Borussia Dortmund and RB Leipzig are both showing a strong interest in signing Tottenham's Luca Vuskovic. Sources have told TBR Football's chief correspondent Graham Bailey. Thomas Frank's team are firmly against the idea of selling the teenager, although it could be interesting to hear the player's verdict. Earlier this week, Vuskovic said he left Tottenham to play regular football, with a pathway in North London rather blocked by Christian Romero and Mickey van der Ven. Vuskovic is competing with van der Ven and Romero for his spot in the team, which is no easy task given the quality of the duo. Romero recently committed to a new deal at Spurs. Meanwhile, Vinay Venkatesham is talking to van der Ven about a new contract. When asked about Vuskovic's future, Bailey told TBR Football Vuskovic is playing very well in the Bundesliga, and it's no shock that his performances are starting to turn heads. RB Leipzig and Dortmund are both in the market for a new defender in 2026, and Vuskovic is very much on their radar. Spurs love the player and have no intention to sell, but let's see what the player thinks. Is there a pathway for him at Tottenham with Romero and van der Ven in place? Currently, it's hard to see one. Tottenham are considering recalling Vuskovic in January, although the defender's latest comments suggest he's happy at Hamburg. One position that Tottenham remain intent on signing in January is a left-sided centre-back to act as cover for van der Ven. Kevin Danso is currently Spurs' only fit centre-back option to cover the two starters, hence why the Lily Whites are considering bringing back Vuskovic. Dragusin remains expected to leave Tottenham, with Fabio Paratici having already done work on trying to offload him. Recently, Dragusin returned to Tottenham training after recovering from an ACL injury, although a move away in January remains on the cards. Football.London report that Antonin Kinski has reportedly regressed in his progression, which has raised alarms for Tottenham Hotspur's coaching staff. The 22-year-old Czech shot stopper has made just one appearance this season, coming in the Carabao Cup, and he has been forced to sit behind Guillermo Vicario. Kinski was afforded a place in the starting 11 last season under Ange Postecoglou after the Italian goalkeeper suffered a long-term injury. The successor made a string of impressive performances, including his debut in the Carabao Cup semi-final win over Liverpool. However, BBC Sports' Sammy Mockbell has claimed that there has been a drop-off in performances from the youngster. Mockbell stated, "I don't believe a new goalkeeper will be a priority for Tottenham anytime soon." He said, with regards to Kinski, he made a very promising start to life at Spurs when he arrived in January. He played regularly under the then manager Ange Postecoglou because Vicario was a long-term absentee. But I've been told that his performances dropped off even in training once Vicario moved closer to fitness. That certainly raised an alarm for the previous coaching team. The Keeper report that Eric Dier has suffered an injury in training and is set to miss several weeks of competition, which includes a Champions League reunion with Spurs. Dier has quickly settled since making the move to Monaco this summer. The England international has made 8 appearances for the Principality club, scoring twice, whilst he has also worn the captain's armband, having been included in the leaders group at the club. However, just days before a reunion against former club Tottenham Hotspur, the Monaco defender has sustained an injury. Dier suffered the muscular injury, which will rule him out for between 2 to 4 weeks. It means that he misses next week's UEFA Champions League tie against Tottenham Hotspur. It is yet another blow for Monaco, who are contending with an injury crisis that has depleted their midfield options in particular. Tottenham Hotspur held a fans forum at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Thursday evening, with a full video due to be released by Spurs on Friday, so we'll report on that in due course. However, a couple of snippets from it. Thomas Frank stated on interest in Harry Kane and Ivan Toney. He said, "Let's put it this way, they're both very good players, both of them. Harry Kane is a legend. I said in the press conference the other day, if he wants to come back, he's more than welcome. Of course, Ivan Toney, I coached for a few years, top player, top guy, very good striker, so let's see what happens in the future." And when the Dane was asked about how he presented himself at the interview for the Tottenham job and what he did to convince the club to hire him, Frank simply stated that, "I'm the shit." Christian Romero was also asked who was the best player between Maradona and Lionel Messi. Romero chose Messi. Okay, well, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Firstly, rumours of Vuskovic being wanted by other European clubs. I'm not surprised. I've done a few videos that have included Vuskovic now, and he's just performing really, really well. Not surprised by the interest in him. Again, will Spurs recall him in January? I've said before he should stay at Hamburg this season and see out the season. He'll be playing week in, week out. Hopefully he remains injury free, and he'll just get so many more minutes under his belt. Is it worth recalling Vuskovic just as cover for Van der Ven and Romero while we've got Dragusin at the club? Thing is, if they sell Dragusin, like as was hinted at, then they're going to need another centre-back to cover. Yes, they've got Ben Davies and Takai, but Ben Davies is currently injured at the moment, and Takai's only just come back from an injury himself, a long-term injury, or longish-term injury. So, I mean, look, we haven't seen him that much, well, at all. And he's only a young player, so you can't just rely on that. So if they do let Dragusin go, they're going to have to do something. Yes, you could bring back Vuskovic, but I would argue it benefits him more to be playing regular minutes and comes back next year as perhaps the second choice centre-back, the backup to Romero or Van der Ven. That's what I would prefer to see personally. But if they let Dragusin go, they're going to have to bring somebody in. So, you know, it's you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, that sort of scenario, because if you let Dragusin go, you're not bringing one back in, you've got to recall Vuskovic. But let's see what happens on that. I personally not sure they would let Dragusin go in January, perhaps next summer. The worrying news, though, is about this Antonin Kinski's performance and how the club, or it's rumoured that the club are not seemingly not that impressed with his performances this season in training. That's not brilliant to hear, I must admit. We've spoken about Vicario before. Brilliant shot stopper, but is prone to the odd error. Most goalkeepers are, let's be honest. But you really want a decent keeper to be pushing your number one, and is Kinski doing that at the moment? So, because we've heard several reports, haven't we, over the last few weeks, that Spurs possibly may be in for a goalkeeper. Would they sell Kinski, let him leave on loan, get his confidence up? It's a difficult position, goalkeeper, to keep everybody happy. And is his confidence dipping because last season when he saw Vicario on his way back that he thought he was immediately going to be out of the team. So what's the point? Is that, I mean, it's not the right attitude, absolutely, but is that what happened? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows other than the staff that were dealing with him and training him day in, day out. But apparently that was an issue. So, you know, get down in the comments. Do you think Kinski is a decent backup to Vicario? Do you think he should be challenging or should be first choice instead of Vicario? Get down in the comments and let me know. Eric Dier, interesting one. Obviously, Spurs, ex-Spurs player, as we all know. Shame that he won't be playing against Tottenham. Would have been good to see Eric Dier out on the pitch. It sounds like Monaco have got a fair few injuries, so this could be a good opportunity for Tottenham to get 3 points, hopefully, in Monaco and send us up that Champions League table. That would be really good. But yeah, it sounds like Monaco are in... they've got a fair few injuries there. They've got a few issues. So essentially... You know, that should be Tottenham's game. I mean, yes, we've got injuries ourselves, but, you know, it strengthens our hope of actually being able to do something against Monaco. It's always tough to go away in the Champions League, so any little bonus like this is a good thing. But a shame Eric Dier can't take place or can't take part in that game, should I say. And the fan forum, I personally didn't go. We'll report on it a bit more once that video comes out. I've heard mixed reviews, I'll be honest with you, about the fans forum. Not all good, not all bad, but not all good certainly. So let's see if any pressing questions and good answers were given to the questions, or were politicians' answers given, because I've seen that in the past and you don't actually really learn anything much from these things. And it's so yeah, that will be interesting to see exactly how that played out yesterday evening. But get down in the comments, let me know. Were you at the fans forum? How did it go for you? What did you think of it? Or let me know about anything else you want to talk about Spurs related and in those stories today. And as always, come on you Spurs.